Today I fucked up by letting my mom smoke with me. So this happened last weekend, and I'm still catching flack for it. My mom is 68, uses a walker, and generally has the vibe of a retired librarian who used to be wild in the 70s, but now just collects tea and watches British crime shows. She's always been curious about weed since it's legal now where we live, and I've joked about smoking with her before, but it was never serious. Well, she was in a good mood. My dad was out running errands, and I had just rolled a joint. She looked at me, grinned, and said, "Maybe I'll try a puff." My dumbass thinking, what's the worst that could happen? Says, "Hell yeah, Mom. Let's go." Big mistake. 10 minutes in, she's giggling at absolutely nothing and says she feels like her walker is too loud. I don't even know what that means. I check. It's not making any noise. She tells me it's probably echoing through the cosmos. I laugh. She laughs. We're vibing. 20 minutes in. It's time to go back inside. This is where it starts to unravel. We live in a one-story house, but there's a small step up to the door or a ramp a few feet away. I remind her, use the ramp, don't try the step. She nods like she totally gets it, then turns directly toward the step and just stands there for a full 90 seconds like she's trying to solve a physics problem. Eventually she turns around and goes, "Where the hell is the ramp? Did someone move it?" "No, Mom. It's literally right there." I guide her to it like a baked shepherd and get her safely inside. 30 minutes in, she's now experiencing the full-on munchies. I leave her alone in the kitchen for 5 minutes to grab her a blanket. When I come back, the crime scene unfolds. She's got 3 empty ice cream containers in front of her, 2 generic ones, and the nice one my dad buys for himself and hides behind the frozen peas. That man rations his ice cream like it's gold. She demolished it. All of it. She looks at me with innocent, wide eyes and says, "I only meant to take a bite to see if I liked it." I ask if she even realized it was Dad's special stash. She goes, "Oh, that explains the peas." 1 hour later, Dad comes home. I try to casually redirect him from the freezer. He, of course, goes straight to it and lets out this soul deep, "What the F?" And my mom immediately starts fake snoring on the couch like she's been asleep for hours. Now I'm the villain for corrupting my own mother and letting her get stoned and steal a man's joy. Too long did not read. Got my elderly mom high. She got lost trying to find a ramp, annihilated my dad's secret ice cream stash, and now I'm banned from smoking with her ever again. So mushrooms next. I mean, it sounds like your mom had fun. Your dad is acting like the ice cream was priceless and irreplaceable. Just go to the store and buy more. Unless it's some gourmet ice cream that's super expensive. And even then, calm your titties and just buy more. I think you should buy 3 containers of the super special ice cream, then roll a J for all 3 of you and enjoy. She sounds awesome. I say let her steal a man's joy, all she wants. A baked shepherd, I'm dead. 68 elderly. Also, your dad maybe takes his ice cream just a hair too seriously. Today I fucked up by getting caught during our private moment. This morning started off with a bit more excitement than we anticipated. My husband and I were having a private moment. We were enjoying each other's company when suddenly, completely unannounced, my daughter, 24F, decided to drop by for a visit. We heard her coming up the stairs and scrambled to cover ourselves just in time. I'm fairly certain she didn't actually see anything, but there's no doubt she heard us. The timing couldn't have been more awkward. As she reached the top of the stairs, she paused for a moment and said, with a slightly amused and awkward tone, "I think I'm interrupting something." And just like that, she turned around and left. My husband and I couldn't help but burst into laughter once the coast was clear, though we were both a little mortified. It's one of those moments you hope never happens, but when it does, you just have to laugh and move on. It was a big turnoff. Later she sent a message in the family group chat, saying she'd make sure to give us a heads up next time she decides to come by. I appreciated the gesture, though it didn't stop me from having to explain the whole situation to our son, 22M, who was still fast asleep during all of this. He woke up confused, wondering what all the fuss was about. Let's just say it was a morning none of us will forget anytime soon. Too long did not read. My daughter overheard us during our private moment. Married people have sex inside their own home. News at 11. Not a foo. I see no fuck up. Your kids are 22 and 24, and you're still together and enjoying each other's company. Sounds like you're doing it right. Relax. It's not really a fuck up when something just happens to you. Hi, ChatGPT. You have a grown-up daughter? Evolving fast, huh? I love that she's forcing you to share it with the family group. Good on her. Not that anyone was doing anything wrong. In that it was a fuck, and upstairs it might be a fuck up. But not in the sense this sub uses the term. Today I fucked up by abusing cough drops. I've been dealing with tonsillitis from a bad tonsil stone, and after a pretty rough night, decided to go to ye old pharmacy and get myself some Fisherman's Friends. For the uninitiated, Fisherman's Friends are a cough drop that burns the ick away with the unholy fire of the devil. Or that's what they feel like, anyways. They're strong. Anyways, get to the pharmacy, and they actually carry Fisherman's Friends. I snag a box, and then I spy them. Lemon mint Ricola cough drops. They even have them in sugar-free. Score. I snag a bag of these as well, figuring, hey, 2 types of cough drops, one of them is bound to help. Sure enough, upon trying a Ricola cough drop, I get blessed instant relief. No pain for the first time in weeks. No uncomfortable throat clearing. Nothing. So I take another as soon as the discomfort starts back up. Then another. Then another. Then another. You see where that's going. I used probably 8 of them in an hour, then took my happy self to yoga. All is well for the first half of yoga class, and then I feel it. A strange rumble, reminiscent of cavalry charging the enemy lines. Only in my guts. My guts that are currently squished up in a yoga pose. And then it happens. The cavalry sounds the trumpets. Sitting there in head to knee when I absolutely rip one. I swear I levitated. Now you might think, oh, JCTHEWNDRNG0W, surely you understood what was happening and took measures to prevent the coming tragedy. No, kind sirs and madams, I did not. For I am an idiot. An idiot who continued to pound those sweet cough drops for another hour, with the warnings of my intestines going large unheeded. It was only when the rumble turned into genuine pain that it occurred to me to read the cough drop bag. Use up to 3 drops every 7 hours. And then that fine print at the bottom of the ingredients list. Active ingredient acts as laxative is some occurrences. I used 16. In 2 hours. Thankfully I made it home with my pants intact. But it was a near thing, and my children vowed to never forgive me for the hell I released upon them in that child safety window locked car. It is now 8 hours later, and the thunder of the cavalry is finally fading away. I'm pretty sure I exfoliated my bum. I seriously considered sending someone to buy me adult diapers, because I could no longer trust my farts. I lost 10 pounds in under 12 hours. I'm pounding the electrolytes and praying for mercy. Anyways, don't abuse cough drops. TLDR. Used more than the recommended dose of cough drops, triggering a laxative effect that has plagued me all day. Always eat anything sugar-free with moderation, unless you want to spend hours/days anally howling into any and all toilets in your general vicinity. Oh dude, that sucks. I was studying for a calc exam once and ate 2 pounds of dried apricots. I was clean as a whistle after that. This knowledge did make my first colonoscopy a breeze, no pun intended. The thunder of the cavalry is finally fading away. Seems that you had an almost religious experience. To explain the joke, Calvary is the claimed site of the crucifixion. The cavalry are the guys with horses. Really common mix-up, not a big deal, just an opportunity for humor. When monk fruit sweetener first came out, my wife was in heaven. Cooked like sugar but way healthier. She proceeded to bake a massive 3-layer chocolate cake and frosting with the monk fruit sweetener. I had no clue. Proceeded to eat a massive slice. She tells me this is healthy cake, so I go back and have an even bigger slice. I'm now 1/2 a cake in. Then it began. The night I shall never forget of shotting. Ha 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 ha. 1 hour ago I came so close to shart my pants in the metro. Your story made me laugh. I once ate an entire bag of sugar-free gummy bears. It was a mistake. Today I fucked up by ripping my scrotum. Went to the park with my son, he's almost 2, as he loves ducks, animals in general. Thought the wife could be free of him for a while, as he was being quite tough today. Was there for about an hour. As I was leave with him, I noticed one of his shoes were missing. I had a look, and it turns out he threw his shoe, or lost his shoe by the ducks. I place him in his pram, and told someone to look after him, as I jumped over the fence. Now the fence is not sharp, but does have some spikes sticking out. As I jumped I slipped. I'm unsure if I got caught, but I was basically 1 leg out 1 leg in, and landed on my testicle. I immediately knew I messed up pretty bad, as I felt wet downstairs, so I was under the assumption I was bleeding, and it felt like I had been kicked in the balls. Guys know when you get hit there you, for some reason, get stomach pain, which I had. Proceeded to get the shoe pushed the pram to my in-law's house, which is close by. Went upstairs and had a look, and when I pulled down my pants I noticed blood everywhere. Turns out I must have landed in the middle of my scrotum, and it essentially ripped the whole skin off the right testicle as I saw it bare and white. Rushed to the hospital, but before I went in I had to pee. I took a proper look at my testicle and noticed not only did the scrotum rip, but I had somehow cut a part of my testicle. Unway's staff at NHS patched me up, and I'm waiting to be seen by a doctor. I assume this will be in the morning, as it's 1 a.m. 9 out of 10 pain wouldn't recommend. Too long did not read. Jumped over a fence, landed on the spiky, bit ripped my scrotum. Image of spiky part for reference. My man, there are better ways to get a vasectomy. Damn, bro saw his nutsands sack. I wish you the best recovery. GIF. Giphy SW3LKLND for ESM0 AUVGQ downsized. GIF. Giphy BSQAVGY6KSBIY. The good news is you're already a dad. I think we all can learn a valuable lesson from this, and the effects of pointy metal things on the family jewels. To fool by having eyes. I can't even read your post, because I don't think I can take it, but I wanted to at least comment that I'm so sorry, my dude.